In an overcrowded refugee camp, the hungry are frantic for food. In this scene of chaos and confusion in Roske, Hungary, the authorities distribute what they have by throwing it through the air. The lucky ones are able to catch their meal. The refugees on these buses behind us are waiting to be taken into this refugee camp in Roske. Now, we're trying to get in as well, but the authorities aren't letting us or other journalists in. But everybody I've spoken with aboard these buses are worried about what they're going to face once they get in. Many fear what being fingerprinted in Hungary may mean for them. I'm trying to get to Holland, Ammar tells me, but I've heard that Germany is the only country that will take refugees who've been processed and fingerprinted here. Causing even more concern is how exactly they'll be treated. Rights groups say conditions inside the camp are appalling.
The Hungarian government has neither the capacity nor the political will to address the humanitarian needs of these people.
Buchert shows me videos of men and women fenced in, desperate to leave. He says they look more like prisoners than refugees. So these are thoroughly miserable conditions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, people are just crowded in these pens like animals.
Buchert believes the Hungarian government is attempting to send a message by deliberately mistreating refugees.
They frankly want to make their lives as miserable as possible, so word gets out to the many thousands still planning this journey to try to avoid Hungary to the extent possible.
In a statement to Al Jazeera, Hungary's Interior Ministry tells us that these images have been taken out of context and that the media shouldn't jump to conclusions. Here, on the country's border with Serbia, the influx continues even as the weather worsens. Huddling together to stay warm, they use anything they can to remain dry. Throughout Hungary, their stories are only getting worse. Refugees, desperate and deprived, who can't understand why they are unwelcome.
I met a man at Keleti station who escaped from a town held by ISIS. And he told me, sitting there in Keleti station with his 3 children, it's better in Syria, because in Syria, if there's an explosion, you die once. Here I'm dying 1,000 deaths of humiliation in front of my children.
Having fled their homes, been separated from loved ones, and lost their possessions, the last thing they ever expected was to be stripped of their dignity. Mohammed Jamjoom, Al Jazeera, Roske, Hungary.